All right, the manner in which the events have unfolded in Hathras have united people in questioning the UP government. But it seems that the UP government has hit back hard with force, both physically as well as in the form of FIRs against all those who seem to be criticizing them. Their allegation is that there is an international conspiracy to, number one, foment trouble, create a riot-like situation, and also malign the image of the UP government. One such person who questioned the UP government and was on the receiving end of the lathi just a couple of days ago, RLD leader Jayant Chaudhary is now with us. Jayant, thank you very much for speaking to NDTV. My first question to you is, what would you say about the manner in which the UP government is cracking down? I mean, there was a lathi charge. You were also at the receiving end of that lathi charge. What do you have to say about the manner in which this is being done?
Well, I'm still a little bit shocked, a little bit maybe traumatized, because it's not something that I ever thought I would have to encounter. I have no cases against me ever filed. I'm not a criminal. I have, my background. And we were there for a good cause. We were just there to express solidarity with a family that has really faced a horrible set of events, and a family that's still standing tall and fighting seemingly against a government apparatus. So I didn't expect that to happen, and I think it definitely sends a bad signal. It's a bad precedent. It sends a chilling effect on people who want to raise their voice. People see those images, see that video, and understand that, if someone from my background, people would say that I'm an ex-MP, there is certain status that I have, I'm supposed to have security. If I can be attacked in such a brutal manner, then how are common citizens safe?
Jayant, also a word on these number of sedition cases that have now been filed. I'm sure you must have heard about them. FIRs have been registered. The UP government calls this an international conspiracy.
No, it signals that the state is very, very fearful and weak, and it is not able to get to the crux of the matters. Our investigative abilities of our police are failing us. We're not able to take anything to a logical conclusion. Our judicial processes are failing us. In December 2019, there were more than 25,000 pending rape cases against, with women who were victims. There were many cases, thousands of cases where children were victims, and they're just pending. So we're not able to take anything to its logical, fruitful conclusion. So we need to cook up things and keep people diverted, whether it's a, attractive, glitzy Bollywood story, or it's international plot to defame our great Chief Minister Yogi Ji. I'm bemused. I don't know who, in which corner of the world is sitting there and thinking that we need to now, cook up a story of Thakur versus Dalit and fund people who can then foment trouble. So I think it's just diversionary tactics. Simple fact of the matter is, Chief Minister must take moral responsibility. He should reach out to the victim. If we can go there, what's stopping him from reaching out to that family?
Jen, now, I'm sure you must have seen the goings-on and the events now. There is a lot of reports and a lot of statements coming in from the UP government where they say that the forensics report suggests that there was no rape that happened in the first place. Then now you've got some details coming in that there is call data records to show that there was a conversation between the family of the accused and also families of the victim, which means they were in talks, and this was a case of enmity which had always existed between the two. If we were to keep all of this aside, do you think that the UP government is using this as some sort of a smokescreen so that they don't have to answer questions where they are in question? For instance, what was the pressing need or the responsibility to cremate someone at 3 a.m.?
Absolutely. I think there's certain whitewashing. And when the Chief Minister is saying that the victims' families who are the complainants will undergo narco, he knows that it's illegal. He knows that there's no legal sanctity to ask. Today's world, you can't even ask a criminal to undergo it. You need his consent, someone who's accused of a crime. And here you have someone who's a complainant and you're threatening them with narco. Why they are doing that is that the number of cases go down. So they're very conscious that UP is number one in crimes against women. Their own home ministry has compiled that data and come out with NCRB data recently that shows, the number of crimes are going up. So they want to suppress the facts, they want to suppress data, they want to create, false alternate truths. And they're very, very effective in doing that. The stories that were going around, if that video of us being lathi charged wasn't circulated, I can guarantee it, we would have been portrayed as being stone throwers, molesters of women, and cheap politicizers of an event. It is just that video that came out that I think people understand what really happened.
No, can you repeat? You're basically trying to say that thank God for the video came out, otherwise they would have spun something around as far as you and your workers also.
They would have said I was throwing stones, I was trying to foment caste trouble, and all sorts of tags would have been thrown at me. It's so easy to file sedition cases. You must do a story and analysis on how the filing of sedition cases has gone up entire country wherever BJP comes in power. So it's an insecure state. An insecure state that doesn't want to answer to important questions being raised by whether it's the opposition or it's the common man.
Okay. But Jayant, I want to quickly come back to that point because that image, that video stayed with me for a very long time and must stay with the collective conscience of a lot of people in this country, as it has, of 3 a.m. cremation. Only this morning in the Supreme Court, the government has said that there was a conspiracy and that is why we did what we had to. We took the best decision. Now, everything cannot be a conspiracy, right?
They've linked it to Babri Masjid in some obtuse manner, haven't they? They've said that it was the day before the Babri Masjid judgment came out, or something like that. I was reading, and all day long I was meeting people today because they were coming out and expressing support. So I wasn't really able to track the news, but that's what I came across. Is that correct, Sanket?
No, I wouldn't know.
To
be fair, I'm not going to allege anything which I don't know about the Babri Masjid reference, but I do know that they've tried to justify the 3 a.m. cremation the first time in the Supreme Court by saying that there was some sort of a conspiracy and that's why we took the decision. But be that as it may, Jayant, I want to ask you, would you, in your wisdom, in your political wisdom, treat the 3 a.m. cremation as a violation of human rights? I mean, you have a family, you've got Hindu customs, family wants to take the body home. Hindu customs dictate that you cannot do the Antim Sanskar in the night. You have to wait for the first light of the day. It has to be done before sundown. Do you think that this is a human rights violation by the UP
Absolutely,
police?
It robs them of the dignity of their life. And, as it's an emotional moment, it's a moment no one should ever be deprived of. And I know, even when a Shaheed body comes back, it may be a body that is beyond repair, it may be a body that the family can't see, but I have seen those scenes when that body comes back and the entire village is in mourning, and that family is so desperate to bid adieu to their loved one. So it's the same emotion here. Earlier government was claiming that the family was there. Now they're saying it was a conspiracy, so we had to do it. So was the family there? Was the family's consent taken? That's also important. Was their consent taken when you were doing this in the middle of the night? And, I visited the family. I talked to them. And that was the single most thing that was most upsetting. Whether it was her brother or it was her father, they were all saying, हो गया है जो हो गया है, अब वो लड़की वापस नहीं आएगी. हमें न्याय चाहिए और जो हमारे साथ हुआ कि देर रात में उन्होंने कर दिया. It was really dehumanizing.
Sure. All right, Jayant Chaudhary, many thanks for joining us right here on NDTV. Thank you.